Great Britain. The captain, number 4, Gavin Walker. Number 2, Jonathan Coggan. 5, Jack Smith. 7, Heidi Grimes. 8, Nicola Cummings. Number 9, Oliver Madgen. 10, Aya Scooter. 11, Kieran Flynn. Number 12, Davy Staggs. 13, Aaron Bibb. And number 24, Ryan Cowley. Head coach, Paul Shaw. Assistant coach, Darren Matthews. And the team from France. Captain number 21, Jonathan Kivala.
Let's get ready to rumble!
And number 3, also a captain, Cedric Nanking. Number 1, Nicolas Valentin. Number 4, Adrien Chalmin. 5, Rodolphe Jean. 7, Mathieu Thierry. Number 9, Riyad Salim. Number 10, Bryce Morrell. 14, Jordan Ducret. 33, Sebastian Badin. 44, Corentin Guang. The head coach, Bob Vanacker. Assistant coaches, Dubois, Frisbert, and William. And the referees once again from the USA, Joe Bongirovani, and from Canada, Ryan Godet. We are now ready for the 2 national anthems. First, Great Britain. And the national anthem of France. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Good evening if you're on local time. Good morning, perhaps, if you're watching around the world and you've got up early for this one. And I can imagine that a lot of you are based in Europe and watching this, because this could well be the creme de la creme of European wheelchair rugby. It's Team GB, Great Britain, going up against France. You've got the European champions going up against the reigning Paralympic Games winners. It could not get any better than this. My name's Drew Lilly. Alongside me, it couldn't get any better than Chris Ryan to give us the ins and outs of this. A man who's played for one of the teams, played against the other. You just asked me for a prediction, and I didn't particularly want to give one. I'm sure you won't want to give one either. Could go either way, this one.
It really could. You know, this one's going to be an absolute cracker. I'm sure all the fans back at home watching this will have been waiting for this one all day. And, you know, hoping, well, I guess the GB fans obviously hoping for a big performance from GB today. But France, on the other hand, had a cracking win earlier on against USA.
France beating USA, how about that? As we have a quick look at the refs. Ryan Godet of Canada and Joe Bongiovanni of the US. Great Britain's starting lineup. Looks like a pretty strong one to me.
Yep, so we got Aaron Phipps, the 3.5, Jamie Stead, 2.5, Nicholas Cummins, 1.5, and Jack Smith, 0.5. A lot of defence there for GB.
Over to the French, the two co-captains, they're going to be the ones to keep an eye on. Cédric Nankin, the defender, one of the best 1.5s in the world, if not the best. And then Jonathan Hivernat, a three-pointer, but a three-pointer who is worth his weight in gold. Plenty at stake here. It is not just bragging rights that we're going up for. We're in Pool A, two pools, 12 different teams are here. In Pool A, Great Britain, USA, France, New Zealand, Germany, Switzerland. Switzerland probably out of it, lost to Germany a bit earlier on today. New Zealand currently taking on USA, as you mentioned, Chris, USA losing earlier to France. So this matchup, well, if Great Britain win, then they're in the box seats to win the group. What happens if Great Britain beat France? USA then beat Great Britain. France have already beaten the US. We're going to get down to the getting the calculators out on the final day. But the top four make it through to the quarterfinals. These teams are pretty much a lock for the quarters, but it's where you finish and who you're going to play against in those quarterfinals.
And that's so important, you know, fighting for the best draw is key.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Away we go. 4 quarters of 8 minutes each. And a little, it was almost an old-fashioned Aussie rules style bounce on the floor there, putting the ball on the floor rather than bouncing it. Jonathan Hivernat from Toulouse, and he gets the French on the board first off. Aaron Phipps looking to respond in kind. Nankin bashing into him, but he gets the pass away, and it's a lovely one to Nick Cummins.
You mentioned Nankin before the tip-off. It really is important how GB can control him, because if he has his way, it's going to be a really tough game for GB, because he can cause havoc on defence. He's also incredible with the ball, for considering he has no lower arms, his ball skills are just incredible.
A nice bit of shepherding there, and that means that Sébastien Verdun can get over for the try as well. Verdun from Dijon, out in the east of France, not that far away from the Swiss border.
France looking for the deny here. It's looking tough for GB.
Well, an early timeout called because Cummins couldn't get the inbound in after 10 seconds. So that is the first of 4 timeouts. You can see him signaling for that. Each team has 4 timeouts that can be called by the players. And you
said before, Chris, you can't take them with you, so you might as well use them, but you don't particularly want to use one in the first minute.
No. I mean, I have seen teams use all their time. Oh, this could be first turnover of the game there, and a puncher to go with it.
Phipps bashed out of play over the sidelines, so that is a turnover. Look at the race between the two there, between Phipps and Verdun.
Yeah, we were talking about timeouts. I've been played in games where people have used all their timeouts within the first 5-6 minutes, but then gone on to win the game because they got that lead.
If you use them well.
Yeah.
Well, GB have used a timeout and it's resulted in a turnover against them, so not what they wanted. They are 2-1 down, and now it's France with possession. Corentin Le Guen with the inbound. Nankin way up the pitch. And passes it off. Hivernat. Forces his way, not quite over the line, but hands it over to Corentin Le Guen.
Really strong pick there from Jack Smith, stopping Hivernat, scoring the easy try. Good pushing from Jamie Stead there, taking on the three-pointer from France.
Stead and Phipps, a tried and trusted combination for Team GB. And they looked very good last night against Germany. Germany who pushed them all the way. Great Britain only really getting away from them in the last 2 or 3 minutes. It was absolutely nip and tuck prior to that.
It's a really good press that from GB. Just Hivernat just slipped out at the end there and managed to get around the other side of Jamie. That's a tough job for Jamie there, trying to mark Hivernat, one of the most manoeuvrable threes in the game.
Stead going this way and that. He's going to have to get it over the halfway line. And another timeout has been called. That's because you could see there on the possession clock it said 28, and that meant that 12 seconds was about to elapse, and you've got to get the ball over the halfway line after, well, within 12 seconds. So that's 2 and 4 timeouts taken. 1 a minute in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah. And you saw Nankin being influential on the defensive end there, him and Jonathan. Playing really tight defense.
Ban from Cummins. Instead, again, finds himself in traffic to negotiate. Phipps picks that up beautifully. How about that for a combination from one end to the other?
Yeah, lovely pass there from Stead to Phipps.
So that timeout does work. Gives them the point.
That's something that that offensive sequence there. We just see Cedric Nankin coming down and picking the person that's marking Sebastian Verdun. And it's so difficult to stop because, you know, Aaron's looking at Verdun trying to defend him, who's difficult to defend anyway. And Nankin, you just get smacked by Nankin. Lovely pick there from Cummins.
Phipps and Cummins with 2 tries each at the moment. Ditto Verdun and Hivernat, and Le Guen got 1 as well. Verdun boxed in. Hands off to Ivernat.
Aaron's gone long. Who's going to win this one?
Oh! How
Let's hope,
is
Nick. Let's hope he's okay.
He took a real front-on hit there. Bob Van Acker, the French coach, having a look up a little bit anxiously. I think waiting to see a replay of that one.
He looks to be okay.
Nankin, Ivernat, Cummins. Whoa, Ivernat absolutely took the chair from under him, didn't he? But it was head on.
That's what they call a hospital ball.
Indeed, it was, yes. And the result of it is a turnover. We've had a change, we've had a few substitutions.
Yeah, we got the captain, Gavin Walker coming in, and Kylie Grimes.
So Cummins off to catch his breath. The French sticking with the 4 that they started off with and extending their lead as Paul Shaw looks on a little bit anxiously. Over the top, and that was nip and tuck. And there's a wheel come loose here. It's not been the best of starts for Team GB.
No, I mean, you can just see the intensity that France are playing with. They're kind of opening windows for USA, for GB to go through, but then they're closing them. They're kind of opening these passes up and, you know, hitting people as they're catching it. So it's really good defense this from France.
Well, France playing like a team that defeated USA earlier in the day and coming in here, riding the crest of a wave, brimming with confidence. All looking pretty relaxed on the bench there.
I think GB are going to have to start trying to work out how to make this offense a little easier. The only person really that they can take advantage of on the French team, and this is not me saying he's a poor defender at all, but is Corentin Lejeune. He's a 0.5 player, and they need to be controlling him and stop him kind of causing damage, because the other 3 defenders, no one's going to want to push against them.
Ivernat fires it forward, finds Verdun.
So you see here, Jamie Stead, number 12, if we can see on our screen at some point, is stopping number 44, Corentin, and he's drawing 2 players. Just off screen at the minute.
Stead finds himself boxed in by Le Guen and Ivernat.
But just that transition that I was just talking about there, they got the ball out of the half in 0 seconds at all, because Jamie actually received it in the front court. But they've got to do that every time if they can. It's really difficult to stay that focused.
Yes, it literally is 0 seconds, because after the inbound, the match clock doesn't start up again.
And a turnover for GB.
There we go, crucial. So a crucial turnover. I've been saying all week, it's not a turnover unless you make it stick and score a point off it, but you'd back Team GB to do it this time around. The ball's in the hands of the man you'd want to see with the ball when you've had a turnover. 20 seconds on the possession clock still left. This way and that, and fires one over the top to Jamie Stead, and they've made it stick, and it's back to just 1 point. It was Verdun who fired that one out.
Good sequence this for GB. Great press on their last press, and then forcing a bit of a mistake there, I think, from the inbounder. It was like he was expecting Verdun to go the other way.
So a timeout called. First one used by the French. So GB get a turnover. They force a timeout from the French. They'll be pleased with the way the last minute or so has gone.
And these substitutions making maybe a bit of a difference at the minute.
Now the French in the crowd, making their voices heard. I'm sure we'll see him again, the fella in the cockerel onesie who's been here since quite early this morning, cheering them on against Team USA.
I wonder if he's washed that suit.
Well, he's been wearing it all day, every day for the first 3 days. The life-size cockerel. You get that at various French sporting events. Fans would actually smuggle a cockerel in, a live cockerel, and stick it up their jersey and bring it out at rugby union matches. You'd invariably see a cockerel in the 80s and the 90s. I think it's stopped more since the turn of the millennium and more security in stadiums. But,
health and safety and all that.
Well, quite exactly. It's health and safety gone mad. You can't even bring live poultry to an international match. What's the world coming to? Nankin having a change of wheels. Nankin, an absolute elite defender. He was voted the best 1-5 at the World Championships in Homebush, Sydney 4 years ago. And this is the one where Phipps stopped and then Yves pushed him out of bounds. There was the hospital pass, as you say, and that was a slide tackle to outdo all slide tackles, that was. Verdun left and right and then left. And there's Madame Cockerel. French 2 clear, GB with possession though, as we approach the last 2 minutes of what's been a very interesting first quarter.
Good play there from Stead. He controlled Nankin, pushed off and then followed his picks up the floor.
Verdun, Yves. Stead tries to push him out of bounds. Yves has a look at the clock. Phipps is going to come back and keep him honest.
So they'll probably be looking to score about 1 minute 40, 1 minute 35.
And Phipps is going to say, if you mess around for too long, then woe betide you. But Yves does get over the line, the 31-year-old. Made his debut when he was just 20.
Oh, Yves actually got caught on his own player there.
Yes, I think Le Guen got a little bit in his way. And 82 seconds to go. Le Guen with the inbound to Yves, who's stuck in the key. Fires one forward that was 60% hope, 40% expectation.
Didn't seem to quite come out right, did it, that one?
No, not in almost the last minute. That would have been heart-in-mouth time for Bob Van Akel, the coach.
No. Wow, what a mistake there.
Well, it was from two of the big pointers, the high pointers as well. Left a little bit too much for Verdun to do, did Yves. So that was over the line, but Verdun couldn't corral it in before it was already over the line. So that is a turnover. Phipps boxed in, gets it to Stead, and he's got a lot of room. Nankin's going to give it his best shot. GB have levelled it up with 45 seconds to go. This is absolutely perfect as far as the Brits are concerned.
Yeah, brilliant comeback here from GB. And at an important time as well at the end of the quarter.
All.
Verdun is going to score this one in his own time. Now, are they going to use a timeout?
I would say...
It's a big call to do it.
I'm going to guess they're not. They'll try and score as late as possible and then...
They want to make sure they score.
Yeah.
They don't want to waste a timeout or burn a timeout and then, well, 14 seconds on the possession clock. They don't want to burn a timeout and then not score. And you can hear the set, 6-5 from the crowd.
GB with 11.5 seconds here.
More than enough time. If you execute correctly. Ball's fired forward, and they haven't executed correctly. Oh. Whoa, that's pinged that off the noggin of Sébastien Verdun. Keep your eye on the ball. I mean, that's the first time I've seen Tez fall short with a smile on his face. He enjoyed that one. Well, seesaw, an absolute seesaw first quarter. The French led it by 2 at one point. GB burning 3 of their timeouts. Got it back level, got the turnover almost, and then France scoring, preventing the Brits from doing it. Oh, had a bit of everything, that one.
Yeah, quite a few turnovers really there. I think, well, just off memory, I think 2 for each side.
Stats a little bit.
Several timeouts used, and yeah, it'll be a case of who can keep their nerve, and you know, you keep that offense ticking over. If one of these teams can get you know, a quarter where they can score every goal, they really could break a little bit of a gap.
Yes, both teams in that first quarter had a period of about a minute and a half where they seemed to be all at sea. It came earlier for Team GB, later for France, as we have a look. And yes, 3 turnovers for Team GB that came early on, a couple of turnovers towards the end for France, and very little to choose between them. GB passing the ball around well.
It was quite a turning point, wasn't it, when France...
Substitutions?
Yeah, the substitutions definitely helped GB. But also that turnover from France with a pass from Ivanat to Verdun, it seems to be under no pressure.
That was a try waiting to happen, and it ended up being very costly for them, a 2-point swing.
At the top level, you really got to try and avoid those ones.
Van Acker talking to Jordan Ducret, a 1-pointer, so we may see him coming in the second quarter. Seeing in the French lineup the youngsters, they're your age, Chris, so they're and you're starting to see difference. You get the old-fashioned names like Sébastien and Cédric, the proper ones, Mathieu, Christophe, who's 49 years old, and then you start getting the Jonathan and the Jordan, the ones that are influenced by people in the 90s who were watching Beverly Hills and things like that, dubbed into French, and they start calling their kids Jordan and Jonathan. So,
the pronunciation is perfect, Drew.
It's just, you can't call him Jonathan. Jonathan Hivanat doesn't quite work. Here's someone I want to pronounce in an Australian way. She should be Kylie Grimes.
Kylie Grimes.
I mean, you can't be called Kylie Grimes and not be Australian. So, after a little bit of irreverent chat, that's just to lighten the atmosphere, because there's a lot of tension here in this cross-channel derby. And it's the Brits with the inbound and the possession, looking to level things up. Lovely pass, fits to Stead. Across comes Yvelna, Nankin as well.
Under a lot of pressure here, Jamie.
He's got the bounce in, at least he's done that. You can hear the countdown.
Great push there from Aaron Phipps.
Huge point, an absolutely huge point. First possession, A's the first possession, B, it levels it up, C, it was with the possession clock expiring. That's huge. All of a sudden the pressure on France. 2 seconds to get it over the halfway line, and he's not going to.
So France have made a substitution, and Rodolphe has been put on, and you know, this should make it a tiny bit easier for GB to get some stops, because they've taken off that pace in Verdun.
Verdun, the three-pointer, being replaced by Rodolphe Jarlon. 2-5 from Toulouse. 3 of them from Toulouse. Jarlon, Hivernat and Thirier. Crash and bash, Hivernat. A Toulouse connection. And there's the cockerel. As you say, he's right on the other side of the stadium from us, but we can start to smell that onesie from here. Stead doing incredibly well once again.
Aaron being a good long option there.
It's the bounce out. They're being made to work for their tries in this second period. GB, but they're getting them. Only Mannion on the bench waiting patiently to come on, but at the moment you'd be loath to take off Phipps. Phipps with 5 tries, Stead with 6. And great defence as well. Rodolphe Jarlon finds himself backed into a corner, finds Hivernat. The Toulouse connection again. That pass was almost too loose.
Brilliant hands there from Hivernat to pull that ball in. Looked like that was going to be another GB turnover here. But Rodolphe just keeps it there.
Let's see that in slow motion. Captain with the inbound and the pass out, and that's beautifully weighted.
Nice play there from Gavin Walker.
Jack Smith cheering them on from the bench. Nankin, great handoff. Goes wheel to wheel with Stead. Hivernat crosses the halfway line in time. Oh, great pass. Finds his Toulouse teammate.
It's good defence this from GB at the minute. Seems like France having to work quite hard for all their tries.
But it seems to be a lot more straightforward for GB, and the great thing is if you can score quickly, you're putting the pressure. It's almost like holding service to love quickly, a la Nick Kyrgios in tennis, and then all of a sudden your opponent's forced to hold service again. They've barely had 5 or 10 seconds respite here in the wheelchair rugby. All of a sudden they're under pressure again. It feels like it's almost inexorable pressure, but the pressure valve released a little bit there. France with their noses in front. They've had the noses in front throughout this contest.
looks like GB are employing a key defence here.
Well, I was going to come out with the commentator's cliche that I allow myself to use once a day and say that the next turnover is going to be absolutely crucial, which is stating the obvious rather when it's 16 apiece. And is the turnover going to come now? GB, as you say, Chris, going for the key defence. Nankin and Jarlon bashing and crashing, trying to make a way through for Hivernat.
Good work there from Hivernat. He drew the defence in, and that allowed his French teammates to get the picks, allowing him to move around the corner. We have some subs in the sub box for France, getting ready to come in. Nice move that from Hivernat. Give go here with Kylie Grimes.
Phipps forced to hand off to the captain. Hivernat trying to get a hand in there. Oh, that was
really
a good
well
pass
there,
in the end. Great pass from the skipper to find Stead. Stead, yet another try. 9 for him. Well, we've got the cockerel, we've got the Union jacket. Jordan Ducret with the inbound to Rodolphe Jarlon. Ooh,
that nearly a fumble, was it?
It was close. And nearly doesn't count. Instead looking for Phipps, as he tends to do. Phipps boxed in, Nankin.
Jarlin going to the bin, the contact there.
So Team GB 4 on 3, and Jarlin stays in the bin until either 1 minute or a point is, or a try is scored, and the try is scored immediately. Jarlin with a give and go. Oh, excellent blocking there by Ducret. Nankin. And they were looking for Hivernat to come up, and he did. And they were looking around going, Jonathan, where are you? And up he came with a here's Johnny. Stead takes it over the halfway line.
So Garin has a puncher here.
So it's Gav Walker who finishes it off. 20 apiece, it's been blow for blow throughout this second quarter.
Those French subs have been in that sub box for a while now.
They have. They've poised and ready.
Wow, what a catch from Nankin.
Every time.
It really is impressive to watch him do what he does.
It is. I think a pass is being lobbed forward well over 10 metres to a 1-5. You think, well, oh, it's a toss of a coin, and then you realise it's Nankin. And you can relax. You know that he's going to get it right into his lap. Phipps pins back his ears.
Brilliant push
Shows
there from Phipps.
Vejle a clean set of wheels. 21-21. Jean to Nankin again. Oh. Wow. He continues to impress.
Nankin likes an assist, doesn't he? I thought he was going to just catch that and score, but more of a Kevin De Bruyne.
He is.
Good play there from Walker.
.22 apiece, and we're into the last 2 minutes. No 2-minute warning. It's not like the NFL. We're not going to have a 5-minute commercial break. But this is the time when the players start wondering how long they're going to take to score. But I think in a match like this, you just need to make sure you score and don't turn it over. And that's what the French have done.
Brilliant defense there from GB.
How about that? The cockerel has been silenced, the Union jacket on its feet.
The French coach was called. The French coach called a coach's timeout, but something seems to have...
Ducret tries to hand that off to Vejle. It's a second turnover. It's all going wrong for Les Bleus. Of course, as soon as I say that, they get the ball back. Well, finally, the timeout is called.
I was watching the bench, and Bob Vanacker, the French coach, signalled for the coach's timeout. And you heard the buzzer, didn't you?
Yes.
And we saw Hivana as well. He was pushing towards the bench, which kind of resulted in that French turnover, but they managed to get their subs in.
Vejle, Verdun back on. Le Guen. And Thierry, Bob Vanacker not looking happy. Team GB fires that one forward to Stead. Vejle will get there too late. .24-23, GB with their noses in front. First time we've been able to say that all match. Well, whoever goes into this half-time break with the lead, or maybe it will be even Steven. Either way, this match has lived up to its billing.
France in some trouble here.
Verdun forced to call the timeout. Timeout called because he wasn't going to get it over the halfway line. So that means that GB, not only are they in the lead, it's also level pegging in terms of timeouts remaining, one apiece. So it really has been a turnaround from the end of the first quarter and then the end of the second quarter as well. GB finishing the quarters better at the moment.
Yeah.
Grimes on for GB. And we've got change of equipment. Vejle needs something adjusted. .5 seconds to go, 26 seconds on the possession clock. Thierry with the inbound. Vejle goes all the way back. Pushes, leans, bounces. 15 seconds to go to score.
Gonna need some help here from his teammate Vedan.
Picks that up well. 5 seconds to score, over the top. Can he hold it? Can he get over the line? The answer's no.
Brilliant defense again from GB.
GB forced the stalemate. Vanaker looks up at the clock. 2 seconds to go. You don't want to risk the Hail Mary here. I think it's just keep a hold of it, don't lose it. Go into the half with the lead. And that is exactly what Great Britain have done. Turned it around. 12-11 down. They won the second quarter 13-11. That was the decider there. Thierry couldn't quite corral it and roll himself over the line or get rid of it in time. So it's been a match of small margins thus far.
Yeah, a real turnaround. GB gained all the momentum there in that second quarter. It'll be great, you know, to evaluate the stats at some point.
Nullified again. Really?
What are you missing?
Sometimes I feel like when I'm pushing into Cedric, I can only hold him for 2-3 seconds.
No, you got to do it because you know they're going to go long.
Yeah.
If I'm gone, just go with him.
Okay.
Right?
And then once he's gone, I just play the lane, play the whole. Yeah. Okay.
That's how they're passing the ball around. They're not going to get past you.
I know they are. They're doing well. It's just.
I don't know.
Sometimes me and the Lorient players want to do more.
If Cedric goes long, I'm going to tell college to play the lane. Right, you're going to get college to play the lane. So then you three have got to stay low on the ball, all right?
Always good to hear what the coaches have to say and the senior players. So 2 steals from Great Britain, that led to 3 turnovers from France, and fine margins.
Yeah, I mean, as we can see there from the stats, it really was GB's quarter, only given the 1 turnover away. And they managed to regain the lead.
1 turnover per quarter. When you're playing the European champions, I think you'll take that every time. It's the 10-minute break. You can see that there are, if you look up at the cube at the top of your screen, 8 minutes of the 10-minute break to go. We're going to have a break as well, and action will resume in 8 minutes' time. Welcome back as we compete rather with the stadium DJ, trying to keep the atmosphere going. Fewer people in the crowd than there were a couple of hours ago when it was Denmark taking on Australia. That's only to be expected. But those who are here are being treated to an absolute battle between France, the reigning European champions, who defeated Great Britain in the final in Paris. France and GB, as you can see from the scoreboard, one timeout left, 24-23 to Team GB, and everything to play for.
And France back to their starting lineup here, looking to start this half like they started the first.
Le Guen, Nankin, and then the two high pointers, Verdun and Yverna. Well, we've had a 10-minute break. Someone who hasn't had a 10-minute break has been the people in charge of the equipment for Team GB. They had 4 changes of equipment in quarter 1, 4 changes of equipment in quarter 2, and they've been pumping up tyres and repairing wheels for the past 10 minutes. Quite sure that the scoreboard is correct at the moment.
Yeah, I think GB are 1 up, right?
They should be. And that has been corrected just in time for France to score 1.
Yeah.
To the delight of Monsieur Lecoq. Stead gets it over the halfway line.
Good strength there from Stead.
And over the try line.
Nankin was holding him for a few seconds, but Jamie managed to power through.
Le Guen with the inbound to Nankin. Hands it off to Verdun, who's got to get it over the halfway line and stay inbounds. And he does it by firing one over the top to Yverna. A long inbound to Stead. He's always going to have the wheels on Le Guen. And the pressure right back on Le Guen for the inbound. Stead with 15 tries. A lot of them courtesy of Phipps. Yverna this way and that. Needs to get it over the halfway line. Can't do it, calls the timeout. And that is the final timeout being burnt by the French.
And that's Aaron's bread and butter. When he can get one-on-one with any player, he really backs himself.
Aaron Phipps, 39 years old, plays down in London. Teammates with Kylie Grimes, Johnny Coggan, Ollie Mannion. Aaron Phipps, who has climbed Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, he had a special chair made in which that he could push it up. I remember it was not long after 2012, I think, and yeah, he had to put awful lot of training in, you know, to get through that.
15 seconds left for France to score. They've already used a timeout in an attempt to get this point. They have to make darn sure that they do get it, and Yverna does that, but you get the impression that France are absolutely on the edge almost every time here.
Yeah, GB really have France rocking.
Whoa, wow.
Great push from Stead there, really close.
I think he did whistle through his teeth there. It was a big ask from Phipps. Had a good look at it. Chest pass.
Oh, this is a bit of an issue here for Ivana. I believe he's got quite a bad equipment problem. Looks like his waist strap has come off.
Well, if they're without Hivernat, then that creates a sizable problem for them. Could bring on Riyad Salem, but that means moving around. You probably can't, well, you can't play Cédric Nankin at the same time, or you'd have to take off Verdun. Riyad Salem there with the unmistakable hairdo.
So this is for the mechanic to work his magic here. He's got to fix Jonathan's chair as quickly as he can.
IMC, numéro 12. Toi, tu lâches la fille tout de suite. On va dire en bas, on va dire avec lui. Le fauteuil sur le 10. Le 10, faut le faire paniquer.
I think it was when Jonathan did the big hit on Aaron when he was crossing the halfway line.
Well, he is not back out. It is indeed Riyad Salem, the number 9, who's come out. Le Guen has to stay on, and it means that Ducret has had to come in instead of Verdun. So Verdun and Hivernat are off, and it's all up to Riyad Salem.
So these are really important minutes here for France to try and keep this score ticking over without their star man on the court.
Without Hivernat, without Verdun, without Nankin. A lot resting on the shoulders of, sorry, Verdun is still on, but a lot resting on the shoulders of Riyad Salem. Ducret, nice little block there. 28 apiece. Phipps again shows a clean pair of wheels. Le Guen looking to inbound. No timeouts left for them.
Did GB get the turnover?
Did he take too long to inbound? I presume that's what it was. Well, a huge turning point in the match here. GB with a one-try advantage. They almost give it straight back. A one-try advantage and possession.
Yeah, looking in a really strong position now.
Making slightly heavy weather of it, though. Well, nervous times for both sides.
Just keeping half an eye on what's going on the French bench with Hivernat's chair, and it doesn't seem to be straightforward either.
Well, the pressure's on again. Yes, as we have a look at the running repairs. Salem and Verdun combine. Stead, left and right. Stead and Phipps, such a great combination, and they've been so reliable for Team GB thus far. As we have a look at the state of Hivernat's chair. Verdun having to get the ball forward. He knows that Salem has the wheels. A great pick by Ducret. Van Acker seemingly remaining calm.
Aaron showing his wheels here. Oh.
Show and go.
Really well played there, Aaron, getting himself out of a sticky situation with some good defence from the French.
And the pressure on Le Guen every time he has to inbound, so Verdun is coming back to help him out each time.
He's fired that one in.
And it's been lost by Salem.
Really worrying times here for France, but incredible work from GB.
2 bites at the cherry. Phipps coming all the way back. Who's going to pick this one up? Of course, it's Jamie Stead. It's the little things going the way of Team GB. Maybe slightly the rub of the green, but you make your own luck. And the 4 out there at the moment, Phipps and Stead that we've been mentioning a lot, and the captain, Gab Walker.
It's another turnover.
They're coming thick and fast at the moment. All going wrong for the French in this third quarter. I call it the championship quarter in a lot of sports, in Aussie rules in particular. That's when things are won and lost. People say that in the third innings of cricket, it's when it's won and lost, and in this third quarter here, it's not necessarily been won and lost yet, but if it has, in the final analysis, when we look back at it, and it's GB who have definitely won it here.
And Ivanat is back in his chair, I believe.
Back in his chair, but a lot of damage has been done.
It has.
Damage to his chair that's been repaired. I don't know whether they're going to be able to repair the damage on the scoreboard. Verdun doing his level best. Salem trying to block. Phipps instead back there. How about that from Verdun? Made to work for it. Dripping with sweat. Walker's going to be pursued by Salem.
Lovely offence there from GB. Aaron just being patient, drawing all the heat, and then offloading it to Walker. Expect Aaron to catch up here.
It needed 4 fakes to get past him. If you're going to get past Aaron Phipps, then you have to earn it. Walker takes it up and beautifully weighted, perfectly reeled in by Jamie Stead. 5 minutes of this quarter, and GB sticking with the same lineup all the way through. None of them giving an inch, none of them backing off. France have not had an easy try all quarter.
France really hoping to get their subs back in the game. They got Yvenin and Cedric Nonquin waiting to come in.
Those two stuck on the sidelines. Desperately waiting for a dead ball.
I believe that's a contact call.
Salem goes to the bin. It could have been any one of the 3 there, couldn't it?
Yeah.
It's Salem, I think, said, I'll go, I'll take it. I could do with the break. GB 4 clear.
And Bob Vanica has called a coach's timeout.
Desperate to get Vejle and Nankin back in there.
Is that score correct?
I do believe it's 37-33. There we go. Nankin back on. Vejle checking out the wheels.
Wow.
And Phipps says, do you want me to check them for you? Let's do a quick crash test. Oh, that was a little bit too far. In his haste to get back on.
It's an early wake-up call. He's been off for a few minutes and bang.
You need to be on your game the second you get back on when you're facing the reigning Paralympic champions. Nankin itching to get back in the action as well. Walker to Phipps, how about that? That was beautiful. Lovely blocking from Stead as well. The Union jacket likes it.
Close to getting a turnover there, France.
Vejle fires one forwards.
I think Nankin will score this
on
time.
His own. He likes an assist, but he doesn't mind a try either. Phipps hemmed in by Nankin and Verdun. Stead needing to get it over the halfway line, and of course he does. Never in any doubts. Walker cruises home. Into the final 2 minutes of this third quarter.
You need to score quick here, Seb.
Seconds to go. Give and go between Grimes and Walker. Walker goes.
So this will give France a chance to go for the score on 55 to 50 seconds.
Walker comes back to make sure that they can't just cruise in there and wait. Kylie Grimes communicating out on court, calling the shots.
He'll be wanting to score as soon as he can now.
That's some sort of fitness regime there, pumping away, getting the biceps going. How about that?
So it looks like GB will probably try and use this timeout.
They've got one left. Oh, they've got to keep the ball though. Stead looks up.
Oh, looks like they're actually going to try and score, I think. Oh, no.
Look round to the referee, John Bongiovanni, and said, timeout. So 18 seconds on the game clock, 15 now on the possession clock.
Important sequence this, because if GB can score, I believe they also have the first possession of the last quarter.
4 points and possession, that will be huge. 8 seconds to go.
And they do score.
Absolute perfection. GB all business at the moment. Ball's going nowhere other than maybe on the cube. Phipps content to hug it. A job very well done by GB in the third quarter, taking it 17-14. France all at sea when they had to make substitutions due to equipment. And now 4 points clear with possession to come. Great Britain in the box seat.
Yeah, GB did exactly what they needed to do when Hivana had that chair problem. You know, so sometimes things like that happen and you don't take advantage, but GB really did. They got 3 or 4 turnovers, didn't they? Really relentless.
Relentless, and they kept the same 4 out there all the way through. One of them, well, 2 of them there, Phipps and Stead, along with Kylie Grimes and the skipper, Gavin Walker.
Okay, there's no tactics
They
involved.
know the importance of this match. France having defeated USA. Great Britain can beat France, maybe run up the score a little bit as well. Then first place is there for the taking.
Right, and also it's right. Turn back.
Just being a bit careful. When Cedric ends up in the place, it's hard work.
Different GB from previous games. We have a quick look at the statistics here with 4 turnovers committed by France. Great Britain, 0. You've got to be happy as a coach when you don't commit a turnover.
100%. That's the magic number. And you know, just look at the amount of tries that GB scored in that quarter. You know, really stepping away from France here.
17 in 8 minutes, getting more than 2 a minute. That is incredibly impressive. And down in the huddles, there seems to be a little bit more chat, but more ebullience from the Brits there. They seem to be far more motivated than they were perhaps against Germany last night. There was not a lot of talk, all very quiet. They ended up edging home, whereas here there's more of a buzz to the team, I think.
Definitely. And I think that's come from, you know, their performance in this game. You know, it's really given them that confidence to.
Confidence breeds confidence.
Yeah.
It's contagious. So the final quarter about to get underway. Great Britain with a 4-try lead and possession. And it's the same 4. Coach Paul Shaw deciding to stick with the winning hand. Ditto Bob Van Acker. He's going with his favoured 4.
You actually have Adrian Chalman come in.
All right, there we do. Yes, Chalman, the .5er, is in there rather than Le Guen.
He's quite an experienced .5. Has some of the longest arms you'll ever see.
36 years old, made his debut in 2009. Plays for Montferrand in the town of Clermont-Ferrand in the centre of France.
So it looks like Aaron Phipps has an equipment here, right on the goal line. Be interesting to see how GB deal with this situation.
They had 8 changes of equipment in the first half, none in the third quarter. That's how well the third quarter went. No turnovers, no equipment problems. Could not have gone better for Team Great Britain, other than sticking their hands down the back of the couch and finding a few timeouts that have been lying around that people had forgotten about.
This will be tough here with Cedric picked. Turnover, France get the first turnover of the fourth quarter.
This game ain't over yet. As you can see from the red, white and blue being waved at the top of your screen, and the cockerel standing up. He's the one you can hear stamping.
Giving it straight back.
Well, it's only a turnover if you make it stick, and that certainly wasn't the case there.
Well,
they're going
back.
to have a second bite of the cherry. France need to remember that they've got a good 7 minutes to do this, so no need to play hot potato. Chalmin had blocked Phipps in there. There's the cockerel. He's the one stamping his feet.
This really is a mountain for France to climb, but they've taken that first step.
A veritable Mont Blanc for them to climb.
Brilliant speed there from Phipps.
Keeping the lead at 4. Great Britain will be quite happy to trade tries as time goes off the clock, and there's a bit of biff. Bring back the biff in the backcourt between Nankin and Phipps.
The give-go here.
Look on the face of Aaron Phipps there.
Brilliant play there from GB, getting out of a slightly tight situation.
Nankin gets back, but instead slips through there.
And Verdun gets a straightforward try here.
No timeouts, remember, so this ball's going to have to get over the halfway line sooner rather than later. Phipps.
Out of bounds, France ball.
Wow. Not for lack of effort from Phipps, who's going to get himself back on 2 wheels.
It looked like that was nearly a brilliant catch from Walker, didn't it, coming over the half here, as we're seeing in replay.
And then I thought Phipps was going to get there in the end.
Yeah.
Never gives up.
So France with a little bit of momentum here.
6 minutes, 16 left. 3 points the deficit. GB not singing Hallelujah just yet. Crucial possession for France. Venat going the long way round.
I think
keeping an eye on him.
I think every possession is crucial for them. I think if they get one more away, I think that might be curtains for France, but if they can keep getting these turnovers...
They're going to have to play perfect rugby for the next 6 minutes and hope that GB don't.
Could be in some trouble here, GB as well.
Putting them under great pressure.
Going to need a special pass. 12 seconds.
Came too late. It's another turnover. The cockerel is jumping up and down and stamping.
Really important that they don't give them too much confidence here, GB.
And crash. Vejle gets over. It's a 1-point game.
They don't want to be nursing a 1 or 2 point try.
This aggressive press.
Jump ball. Oh wow, that's France ball as well.
Well, the tide has turned here somehow in the space of about 90 seconds. It's the inbounding for Team GB. They've just not been able to get the ball out of their own half. So, inbounding here for France. Verdun. Vejle gives himself a bit of space. He's got the full 40 seconds. And the French are level. Well, 2 minutes ago, you would not have called that.
No, unbelievable. GB still with the advantage though, because they'll be the ones scoring that try and going 1-0 up.
GB are always going to be in the lead, providing they can hold service, as it were. But that is easier said than done. A 4-try deficit has been reduced to 1 and wiped off. France always chasing the game to a certain extent, but we've seen how well they've chased it over the past 2 or 3 minutes. It's going to be up to Phipps to really step up and carry this Team GB on his shoulders, as he's done on many an occasion before, and he's doing it now.
GB will really be trying to wrestle back the momentum. Just something, a turnover, a jump ball, anything that they can to get a bit more confidence back into this game.
Vejle has certainly gained a little extra yard of pace. Fights his way past, not quite. Gets there in the end. The beret, the flag. Give and go. The give was there, the go wasn't quite. They haven't got it over the halfway line yet.
Trouble here, GB. Another turnover.
Someone needs an equipment change.
Ooh. Wow. I'm not exactly sure what the referee's called here. I think he may have called an equipment. If so, that's a real get out of jail free for GB there.
Turnovers in this 4th quarter. 5 committed by Team GB. We were saying that the magic number was 0. 0 in the 3rd quarter, 5 in the 4th. Now, what's been given here? So GB do indeed get out of jail free.
Trying to swarm Jamie here.
13 seconds to go on the possession clock.
Nearly hit Kylie Grimes' pick bar there.
Oh, brilliant blocking there by the skipper, Gavin Walker, and a real sigh of relief there for Team GB. We might look back at that in about 5 or 6 minutes' time and say, well, that was a huge call.
Ooh.
Over the top, doesn't know where it is. And all of a sudden, the luck is with Team GB. Can they make the most of it? They did on the last play. If anyone can, it's Phipps. Fires it forward to Stead. Well, A minute ago, it could have been a turnover in France possession, and now Team GB with a 2-point lead.
What a game of swings. No way.
It's all going the way of Team GB.
I thought that had just rolled off his lap there. We couldn't quite see from our angle.
That was Chalmin looking desperately to see where the ball had landed. Chalmin with the inbound.
Took quite a while to get that ball in there, France.
Half the deficit, but 3 minutes to go. GB with the lead and possession. Another equipment change. It's Aaron Phipps again. Full credit to France. They were absolutely behind the 8 ball, 4 tries adrift when they had that awful period in the third quarter where Yverna and therefore Nankin were stuck on the sidelines. They pulled it back and then just had that 1 minute period of play where everything seemed to go wrong for them. They just couldn't get the rub of the green. And GB taking care of business, doing exactly what they've got to do, control the controllables.
And is there another twist in this game?
3 minutes to go. Yverna gets over the halfway line, out of traffic. He almost looked like he was in tears there. Enjoying themselves, the French fans. Kylie to Gav, give and go. Give and gone.
Really impressive speed there from Walker after the give-go.
Breathing heavily, but great speed for a 2.0. The man from Rotherham. Verdun trying to take care of Phipps. Creates a channel for Yverna. French hanging in there, but trading tries isn't going to do it. A nice little give and go combination. It's worked before and it's going to work again. Look at the wheels on the skipper.
They're just kind of letting that happen though at the minute, aren't they?
Nankin seems to be boxed in, Stead doing a great job on him. It's going to be a quick try, but they need an even quicker turnover.
No give-go this time for France.
No, Kylie being boxed in by Chalmin. You'll have to do a different way, so Phipps comes back for it.
Oh, lovely tap.
Oh, how about that? With a second or two to go in terms of getting it over the halfway line. Stead takes care of business and takes a few seconds off the clock. Quick response.
That's what they need to do. France score as quickly as they can.
They're
Time's
scoring
against them.
quickly, but the clock is not their friend at the moment. 87 seconds. They need a turnover. Give and go. Desperation from Chalmin, but it's not going to work.
Another easy try there for Walker.
Phipps blocking Yverna. Oops, 70 seconds to go. Chris, you call for a last twist in the tail. It's going to be in the end of the tail if it does come. We're almost into the final minute.
Really looks like GB have this one. Able to score fairly easy goals. And you know, France probably got 1 or 2 more efforts here to get a turnover.
You can see the concern etched on the face of the cockerel. Kylie kept out once again. Phipps comes back. Noncan goes with him.
Brilliant push there from Phipps.
Too clear. Surely that's it.
Do or die now for France.
Vejle gets around the outside, stays in bounds. This is surely the last throw of the dice.
It is.
Here comes the inbound, it's lost! Vejle, can he get over the line? Yes, he can. Level with 30 seconds to go.
He could have held that though. They needed the last try. Wow. Now if GB score, they win.
They could have held it, and there's no timeout. Who's going to get to this first?
And now France have a chance to win this. With 17.8 seconds left.
I'm going to congratulate you on saying, is there another twist in the tail, with about 3 minutes to go, and the twist has come in the final minute. 54 apiece, 17.8 seconds to go. France to inbound. It's a tough inbound because it's in the corner, but this is what you train for.
I'm sitting here absolutely stunned.
.8 seconds to go. If it remains level, then we will go to overtime.
But they've got to get it in. If they turn it over here, GB will win.
They've got to inbound. They've inbounded. 17 seconds. Vejle, can he get out? He has. Can he get over the halfway line? He has. A block from Noncan. Vejle over the line.
5, 4.
Team GB have got 3.5 seconds for a miracle. Otherwise, France will have pulled this one out of the fire. Phipps, what can he do? 3 seconds to go. He's not going to get over the line, and France have stolen it in the last minute. Absolute joy amongst the fans, amongst the players. They've defeated USA, and somehow in the last minute, they've dragged it out of the fire and defeated the reigning Paralympic champions. France now guaranteed to finish top of the group. They did it the hard way. Bitter gall for Great Britain. France take it 55-54.
You're going to have to pick my